Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Single Life Tell-All Part 2, where I'll be focusing on Vanja and Kim. And if we do have time, we're going to talk about Kim and maybe Gino. No promises, let's get to it. Alright, so we're starting with Vanja, and honestly, I do like Vanja. Like, she's really nice, she's really cool, I like her energy, but I feel like her choices in men are very questionable. So, as we see in this season, she basically wanted Tony more than Tony wanted her. And I feel like that's already a no-no.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
Because you have to make the man want you.
Baby, come on, baby, kiss me, come on. Come on, baby, kiss me.
Don't be like, oh, you know, I want him to want me. I feel like that's like room for disaster. She and Tony got together, and then she was talking to her cousin Sanella, I think that's her name, about their relationship, and her cousin does not like Tony at all.
Fuck that hoe.
But can you blame her?
No,
because Vanja keep involving her cousin in their relationship. So it's like when the cousin feel how she feels about Tony, nobody can get upset. She has a right to feel how she feels because Vanja keep involving her in their business. So, anyways, so Tony comes out. Before even that,
hold up. Wait a minute.
Ross asks Vanja, like, so I see you have a ring on the right hand, like, what about the left hand? And she's like, no, I don't have any ring on the left hand, and, everything is going good with Tony, but, he hasn't proposed as yet. So anyways, so Tony comes out, Sanella comes out, and so now, before anybody comes for me, I don't feel like Tony is the worst man we have ever seen on 90D. We definitely have seen worse, but however, I do feel like there are some issues of this relationship that people keep brushing under the rug. So one thing that stood out to me is that all season, Vanja keep crying. Like, every time we see Vanja crying.
Bye, you need help.
And we all know all relationships have disagreements. Hell, even in my marriage, we have disagreements.
Yeah, it's true.
But if your family keeps seeing you crying over and over the same relationship, they're going to eventually have questions. And I feel like that's when Sanella stepped in. Not because she wanted to. She feel like she had no choice but to protect her cousin. And a lot of people didn't like the cousin because they felt like she was doing too much on a tell-all. But I get where she's coming from because, let's be honest, Vanja is the one who keep involving her. If your cousin keeps telling you something about her relationship, what would you do? You would feel bad, right? You'd be like, oh my God, like, why she don't leave this man alone? You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
If every time you call in your cousin, telling your cousin, like, oh, he going from 0 to 100. Or just telling your cousin all of his faults, eventually the cousin is going to form an opinion on your man. That's why you have to be so careful in telling people your business, because yes, we all need somebody to vent, but at the end of the day, when you give your family like bad information about your partner, you may forgive your partner, but your family is not going to forgive your partner to the point where they'll even be praying that you guys break up. Even though you see like a potential in him, he sees a potential in you, they're basically hoping you guys break up. So we found out that Tony and Vanja is dating for 9 months now, and they are thinking about marriage. But I think the biggest hurdle right now is that Tony wants kids. Now, one thing I do like about Vanja is that she's told him straight up, like, I don't want kids. Like, he knew that before they even got into a relationship, that she don't want kids. And when she told her reasoning, is like,
damn.
Oh my gosh, like, I felt so bad for her because she basically had to become a parent before her being a parent. So it's like she feel like if she has a child now, it's a punishment to her. And then even though like I heard her, I was like, damn bitch, like a punishment.
I said, damn, bitch.
You know, that's her experience because, you know, of the whole war and everything that happened in her country. So I mean, I completely understand where she's coming from. Like, I felt so bad. And Tanya and Tony actually reminded me of Owen and Christina from Grey's Anatomy. And when I watch Vanya and Tony's relationship, it reminds me of Owen and Christina so much because Owen and Christina basically bonded over toxicity. And Christina told everybody she don't want no kids. Christina is an amazing auntie to Meredith's kids, but she doesn't want children. And I don't know why men feel like when they get into a relationship with somebody that don't want kids, they feel like they can switch the person's perspective of having kids. When a woman make up their mind, they make up their mind. I mean, yes, she has a right to change her mind later down the road, but Vanya was straight up telling this man, I don't want kids. Same with Christina. Like, she told Owen straight up, I do not want kids. And they basically realized that it's just not going to work, and that's why, you know, they divorced. You know, because at the end of the day, you have to discuss these things with your partner, like, hey, do you want kids? How much kids do you want? Blase, blase, blase. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. I feel like that's why some of these relationships just fail, because they don't discuss things like these, you know? And then Tony said, like, oh, you know, I was watching my friends have kids and, you know, it making me want to have kids. Then find somebody else I want children.
Get somebody else to do it.
Vanya ain't gonna be that person until she changes her mind. And right now, in the stage of her life, she's like 44, I think. She's not going to want to have kids. If it was like maybe in her early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, I could have said, you know what, maybe she might change her mind. But right now, I would just continue being friends with Vanya, because I feel like eventually he's going to resent her for not wanting to have kids. But at the end of the day, he can't even resent her because she told him up front, like, hey, nigga, I don't want no fucking children. I don't want no fucking children. So it's either you with me or you ain't with me. Point blank, period.
Okay, next.
So now, Vanya and them about their intimacy, because I don't know if you guys remember that Vanya was celibate for a very long time. I think one of her relationships, she was celibate for 5 years. And then when she met Bojo? Yosko? Can't remember the man's name. I think after that, she was trying to, you know, save herself. And I mean, I get it. I mean, I completely get it. I know people would be like, girl, what are you doing? But I mean, I get it. You want to protect yourself at the end of the day. But apparently, Vanya and Tony are not really having intimacy as much as Vanya would like. And it's so funny because when Tony was like, yeah, you know, we have to be in a good place, I have to be in the right headspace, the fucking camera pan to fucking Gino, like, bro, TLC, you so fucking shady for that. Like, you so fucking shady for that. So I have to give my boy Ross some credit, because he was asking some good questions. Like, everybody was just focusing on Tony and Vanya loving each other, which I definitely do see that they love each other, but Ross keep bringing back the conversation to compatibility. And I feel like that's a better question, because love alone don't solve disagreements with children, intimacy issues, communication problems, arguments. You know, I feel like love is not enough, you know? And he brought something up that made me kind of stop and think and be like, wow, he actually have a point. He pointed out that Vanya seems to be giving up a lot of more pieces of herself than Tony. Tony said he didn't give up time, but she's adjusting her lifestyle. She's compromising on things she enjoys, like, you know, I think it was sensual salsa, I can't remember what it is. And I feel like Vanya seems emotionally exhausted half of the time, while meanwhile Tony keep bringing up about, you know, sacrifices he making. It don't make sense to just keep prolonging a relationship, because at the end of the day, you're just going to resent the person for the rest of your life. So I feel like they just need to break up, like done with it.
Okay, next.
All right, so let's talk about Kimbaaallyyyy. So we see in the season that Kim, we see that Kim was basically just trying to get her feet back in the dating pool. And we found out that this girl gave up 2 fucking children for adoption. Like,
I pass out 3 fucking children and throw at 12.
honestly, I know that was hard for her. I know that was fucking hard for her. I don't, my gosh, like, I don't know if I could have do it.
No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
And one I could say, I can't understand, but 2 of them?
You what?
Jeez, my gosh. And I feel like she waited too long to tell Jamal. Like, you can imagine just being alone by yourself and then you wondering if you have like a sibling out there all these years. No, it's like you did have an older brother, you did have an older sister, and then your mom just waited until you reaching your fucking 30s to tell you. Now I know that was hard for her, but I feel like she should have told her son this before he reached this age, because I mean, to put all of this on national TV, I don't feel like it was necessary.
You did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
I feel like they should have just focused on her banging Wayne and call it a fucking day. Like, we didn't needed to know her traumas with her kids, you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me talk about Wayne and Kim. Because I don't know how I feel. Genuinely, I want Kim to find love. Everybody deserves to find love. Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to have their happily ever after. But on the other hand, I feel like she has a habit of accepting less than what she actually wants. And I feel that that's the same thing that happening with Wayne. I don't feel like Wayne is any villain, because Wayne told her straight up, like, hey, I don't want to have any titles. I don't really want to get married. Let's just see how it goes. And I feel like she's deep down hoping that he changes his mind. The problem is that I just don't think Kim wants the same thing Wayne wants, because she wants to get married. She wants to have her happily ever after. And, you know, Wayne is just telling her, like, look, let's just see how it goes. We don't have to do no title, nothing. Because even when Sophie pointed out, like, seeing each other is, like, it's not really the same thing as having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because whenever I hear seeing each other, it's like, it's not serious, but it's getting there. And I feel like what I didn't like with Kim is, like, she got so defensive with everybody when Vanja was like, but why you don't have a title? She's like, oh, like, we're grown, we don't need no titles. But at the end of the fucking tell, she was like, I don't care what Wayne say. He's my boyfriend, I'm his girlfriend.
This whole label thing is just, it's funny to me. As far as I'm concerned, we're in a relationship. I don't give a what Wayne says. But yes, I will make sure this is clear on my next trip.
But you wasn't saying that fuck when he on the screen. So it's like, what it is, like, what is it? Like, I don't fucking get it with Kim. Like, I feel like she'd have lose herself in the process just to make accommodations for somebody. Like, if you know that this man just comfortable where he is, he just cruising, I feel like you should cruise too. Because ain't yourself still, like, he never tell her how he genuinely feel. Even Jamal, like, he's honest. So if you know you're not comfortable with that, don't go in expecting, like, he's going to change his mind. And he have a right to change his mind, but this man in, like, in his 50s, to me, he just cool in what he did. Like, he just comfortable. Because when everybody were asking her, like, about the titles and stuff, she got so defensive. And then all of a sudden at the end, oh, you know, he's my man. Like, what is it? Because I thought we were too fucking good for labels. Now all of a sudden he's your man.
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
That's a fucking title at the end of the day. And I feel like that moment made me wonder if Kim is actually okay with the relationship as it is.
No.
Or if she's just accepting it because she's hoping it becomes something more eventually.
Yeah.
Because Kim wants marriage. I remember when she and Uzma were dating. This woman was willing to be a second choice, a second wife for Uzman. Was willing to even take his nephew bring him to the States just for them to be together. Like, you don't have to sacrifice yourself for no man. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for no woman. Like, at the end of the day, you have to find somebody that is compatible into your wants and needs. If they have the same wants and needs as you, I feel like it will work out. But you cannot come into this relationship with Wayne and he's telling her basically we don't have to label anything. From time that a man tell you he don't want to label anything, that's just telling you what you need to know. But I feel like she's forcing it. I feel like she's accepting what he giving her right now, because eventually she's hoping that it turns into an actual relationship, a solid relationship, and eventually marriage. Because she even mentioned that she's going to go over there, or he will come over here. And I'm just looking at him like, I don't think Wayne is at his stage of his life where he's going to leave everything and go to America. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I just feel like he's comfortable where he is right now. If she keep expecting Wayne to be like, you know what, I want this, I want marriage, I want this, because he basically said he don't want to get married, but let's just see how it goes down the road. Kim, like, look, he just want your pussy and done. Just a quick fuck and just call it a fucking day. Like, I could talk, I could be cool, but this man, like, he just look like he chilling, you know?
I need this toto, I beg. Mona, give me this toto.
And I even feel like the person that would have maybe wanted the same thing she wanted is that guy. She said that she thought he was from Nigeria because he had on the African print shirt. Like, girl, before so fucking for it, by the way. But I feel like they would have been more of a perfect match. But she wants somebody to be taller than her. She wants somebody to look like this, look like that. And I mean, I get it, because everybody have their preference at the end of the day. But it's like, sometimes your preference may have other preferences. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But are you, before we end this video, my favorite part, when Jamal tell Colt what a bum-ass nigga he is. Are you, that warmed my heart so much. Like, I felt like he told Colt what everybody wanted to tell. Yes, God! Yes, God! He called him out. Colt was basically manipulating everybody. Colt want everybody to feel fucking sad for him. You gotta feel fucking sad for yourself at the end of the day. When he said, I'm a software engineer, I make video games. Well, obviously you making no fucking video games.
What? I have a job too, idiot.
Do you?
You lying?
Yeah.
Software developer. I make video games. What the you do?
When Jamal was like, I have a big boy job, you know, I have this, I have a degree, I just felt like he just put it out of his ass, because I can guarantee you, Colt ain't working no fucking place. Colt ain't working no fucking place. Like, you have to remember, when we see Colt was working, Colt was a cheap bastard. Colt was a cheap fucking bastard. He's still a fucking cheap bastard now. But you could have tell a difference when he was actually going to work, making money and stuff, compared to now. Like, bro. Anyways, guys, so I will be ending with Vanja and Kim. I will not be doing Gina and Liz, because I am way behind, and I really want to get started on The Last Resort and the 90 Day Fiance. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.